Hey YouTube, how's it going? Yesterday, I believe it was, in her video titled Curious Minds YTO Day 51, I Love Iberia asked a very interesting question, and that was, and I quote, how do you view the calendar year? And it's about how people view time in their minds. You know, when you close your eyes and think of a period of time like a year, how do you visualize that to yourself? This video response is my attempt to explain a rather involved view of time that I've always had. I've always thought of time like this. Nobody ever taught me this or said anything to me about it. This is how my view of time grew up, and it's always been this way. Now, you see before you an extremely crude graphic. Please excuse the crudity of it because, frankly, I'm not that kind of an artist. And this graphic that you see doesn't even begin to do it justice because, frankly, to even approach doing it justice, it would have to be modeled in 3D. And I'm not up to doing that just to talk about this, so I've got a crude little graphic here. Now, you notice the shape here. Basically, it's not a circle or like a spring shape or something. This is actually a helix type shape, like the helix of DNA. And at the beginning of it, you've got 1/1/2010. And then along this path of this shape, you'll notice there are 12 sections. Each section represents a month until you finally get to the end and you finally arrive at 1/1/2011. But the interesting thing about this shape is that it scales infinitely in either direction. And to explain what I mean, if you can imagine picking a section and zooming in on it, what you would find when you zoomed in on that section is that it is shaped just like what you see now. Only instead of being from January 1st, 2010 to January 1st, 2011, it would be from the 1st to the 30th or 31st or 28th or 29th or whatever, however many days there are in the month. So instead of 12 sections, there would be 30 or 31 or whatever. And if you zoomed in on one of those sections, you would again see the same shape broken up into 24 one-hour sections and so on. Like I said, it scales infinitely in either direction. You could back it out to look at a decade and you would see the same shape with 10 one-year sections and so on. It scales infinitely up or down to whatever unit of time you want to work with. And it's always the same shape. The only difference is the number of sections from the beginning to the end. Exactly where I got the idea of it, I have no idea. Now, I know I saw time this way long before I ever heard of the shape of a DNA helix or anything like that. I had no idea what the shape was called, but I have been seeing time like this for as far back as I can remember, like I said. Anyway, that's how I see time. Take it easy. I'm out of here.
Hello all. It's Monday, January the 10th. Oh my. I don't know about you folks, but that vision has left me rather dizzy. I suppose that's what I get for listening to even a partial explanation of how the boot thinks. You have to admit, there are some strange things in that mind of his. There are 8 new subscribers. Weekly World News Now, HamFashion, MrRogocop, Gilroy's Music 1, Lucius97, iTheVideoMakeri, Dakota 2121, and Jeardoable. Welcome, and thank you very much for subscribing. The dirty word of the day, politician.